Hey, I'm Kurt from Converge in God City,
Hey, I'm Brian from Trap Them.
and today we're going to demo a bunch of versions of the Boss HM2 pedal. Today we're going to be checking out the Boss HM2. The HM2 was made famous by a bunch of Swedish death metal bands in the early 90s and has had a recent resurgence. The first one we're going to listen to is the Made in Japan version, and I put this candy corn duct tape to signify Japan, so Japandi corn. And this is the Made in Taiwan version of the HM2, which sounds a little bit different. And then there's the successor to the HM2, the HM3 Hyper Metal pedal, which is sort of like the bridge between the HM2 and the MT2 Metal Zone. This pedal sucks. Then we have the Arion Metal Master, which is kind of like a bad quality control version of the same circuit. These pedals are made out of plastic and they're super cheap, but they sound rad. A little more searing than the HM2. Then we start getting into the boutique versions. First up will be the Enormous Door LHP, which stands for Left Hand Path. From the same designer as the LHP is the Lone Wolf Effects Left Hand Wrath. It's kind of a more refined version of the Left Hand Path. And finally, there is the Dunwich unnamed HM2 clone. He also has a kit version of this coming out, which is only going to have 4 knobs and a little simplified, but it wasn't ready in time for this test. And also, with regards to this test, Brian and I have made a lot of records using this sound, so we felt pretty confident about tweaking out the knobs as we felt like they should be set. Obviously, your mileage may vary, and with your rig, you're going to set it differently, but we felt like we had each of these pedals pretty well optimized for the amps that we're using. So for today's shootout, Brian's going to be playing a GCI guitar with an EMG Hetfield pickup, an Ampeg V4 head, Emperor 612 cabinet mic'd up with an SM57 into a Chandler LTD1 mic preamp. And there's no EQ on the mic preamp, so this is just a pretty basic setup for Brian. Some of you might have a little different setups, so we decided to do a pretty ubiquitous rig as well, using a Gibson Les Paul Custom, a 50 watt Marshall JMP, and a Marshall 412 with V30s. All right, so there you have it. Please let us know what you think in the comments.